same direction around strategic developments of the club and moving forward. So we'll keep a close watch on over this course of the Afcon break, who officially takes over, whether it's Pitso Dladla that continues beyond the current season, or it's someone else that officially comes in to step in those big shoes to fill of Gavin Hunt. We now move on to another story that involves movements as such, and that's Devin Titus. It's a story that we've followed closely here on Soccer Zone and SABCsport.com. Last week, we broke that story, that Al-Masri of Egypt coming in with a bid for the Stellies winger, and Stellies saying, no, he's not going anywhere. In fact, Coach Baka confirming to Andile on radio that the club wants Devin Titus to stay, and I have the latest now that they're locked in discussions. A new contract has been tabled, and it's between Devin Titus's camp and the club to sort of find each other to prolong his contract. If he doesn't sign it, it means in January, effective from the 1st of January, Devin Titus can sign a pre-contract to move on elsewhere. So keep a close watch on SABCsport.com on that story as well. We move on now to talking about title chases and a man who knows the guys to take over and discuss this 25-man squad, the itinerary. Coach Hugo flying to Washington for the World Cup draw this Friday, coming back straight into camp to prepare for what is going to be a major competition. One more friendly, we're told Ghana could be that friendly, but that's the national team squad headed to the Afcon, Andile.
Ghana on the 16th of December is a farewell game that we're going to be seeing. It's going to be live here on SABC Sport. This is the team. 25 players, of course. Making that 25 is 2 young players that are part of that. On standby, you've got Mdu Ikram as well as Tabo. I don't want to preempt you guys, so I'm going to allow Hlompo to start. Your blank thoughts on what you're seeing there.
Well, if I'm a football fan, I was going to ask questions like, Iggy Reynas, with 9 goals in all competition, one would fancy him to be in that Bafana squad. But we're talking about Ndade Bruce, a man who is not scared to make that a call of, selecting the player that he wants. Yeah, of course, Iggy Reynas, for me, I fancy him to be part of this, the team that is going to Afcon.
So he's your only disappointment?
I can't say it's a disappointment because he's
not in the team.
Standby. Yeah, but with the numbers that they've got in terms of the number of games that they've already played, in all competition, 9 goals, that's huge compared to the strikers that he's going to be competing with in that Bafana.
Well, let's talk about that, Hlompo, because the 2 strikers, there's only 2, is Lyle Foster as well, of course, as Mahopa. Those are the only 2 strikers there.
And when you look at Lyle Foster's goal...
and also, I mean, I do know that Elias Mokwana has been played in that forward position at his club, but it's the 2 strikers. It's Foster and Mahopa. And when you're speaking about Reyners and you're saying in comparison to those 2 strikers, what are you saying? I'm
saying the numbers of the goals that he scored already this year allows him to be part of the squad.
So who then moves?
Well, like I said, Ndade Bruce wasn't making that call.
Ndade Bruce put him outside. You're saying he should be inside.
Let me come in and I'll back Hlompo up on that one because I agree with Hlompo on that one. So my issue, and again, I've always said I never want to question
Hugo Bruce.
Coach Hugo Bruce because
he's earned our respect.
He's earned.
Of course.
But Elias Mokwana hasn't been part of the squad for a while now, and I don't understand why. Not to say he's not worth a place, but he hasn't been there recently. And then you look at Iggy Reynas. So Mokwana for me is the one if you're looking at someone because if we're looking at cover, because there's a lot of balance in this team. There's cover in every position. Rile, Nkota, Apollos, Moremi, those are the 4 wingers that we know that will compete. Then you have got the 2 strikers, and Iki would have been the 3rd striker. So for me, that's because Mokwana's not a striker. Is he a winger? That's for me where the only discrepancy possibly.
Then there's 2 young players, of course, that have been included in this team, but in an observational capacity is what he's calling them. Chandra Campbell, and we're going to show you now what Chandra Campbell has been up to. Away from South Africa. He's at Club Rouge. He's in the same country where the coach is right now, in fact, because he's from Belgium there. You take a look at what he's done, and he's saying you didn't even go to the Under-20 national team World Cup, which you deserve to be at. But I think you're for the future. Tyler Smith, the best player at the Afcon as well, at 20 level. You deserve to be there.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. And again, I think he's always been about building for the future. So when you look at, obviously, a Chandra Campbell, he was a big part of the squad qualifying for Afcon, but his club didn't allow him to go to Afcon or to the World Cup. Tyler Smith was obviously massive for the under-20 team at the World Cup. And so, again, I think that's what it is right now.
All right, cool.
I was about to say, as a young 20-year-old, you'd love to be part of the Bafana squad that is going to Afcon, simply because you're going to see what the tournament is about. And of course, you'll learn from that. And I don't think they will see the game the same after this tournament.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mazola, for letting us into your news.
Yeah, just a quick reminder, Bafana play Angola, Egypt and Zimbabwe in Marrakesh. And stay tuned for SABC Sport for all the coverage on everything Afcon.
Thank you very much, Mazola Molefe. You'll see him at the end of the show as well as he comes to deliver the Moomish. What are your thoughts on what you've heard from the guys as far as the Bafana squad is concerned? They all go on just that one change. Speaking of change, you could change their fortunes because ever since he's ever been part of the MVP, Relebohile Mofokeng has never lost. Will this be the first day? Here's your MVP.
Yeah, na captain number 2000, as they call him. He came with the assist here for Wanasesi.
Put it on.